All-important third and final race of the BNT V8s from Pukekohe Park Raceway. Reverse grid, so Martin Short and Andy Booth line up off the front row. Boothie's going to be pretty tough to beat from there. David Hopper and Christina Orr from row number 2.
Now throw another dimension in this here. We've got John Hepburn and Hayden McKenzie. Of course, these guys know how to make racing exciting. And then we go back to Will Bamber and Andrew Anderson. Andrew, we know, can be a hard charger. Probably quite a favourable position for him.
That's an exciting fourth row. Eddie Bell, he's not had a lot of luck this weekend. He lines up alongside Nick Ross. We go back a further row to Paul Manuel, who just offered so much promise at the start of the weekend, alongside Simon Richards.
And then go back to John Penny, and then the find of the series so far, I must say, Scott McLaughlin, followed by Kane Scott and Jason Barguana, a couple of hard charges right there.
Yeah, McLaughlin's done a fantastic job going back further through the grid. With the reverse grid, Andy Knight and Angus Fogg. We're getting to the business end of the grid with the faster guys from the weekend. Craig Baird and Timmy Edgell from row number 10, grid 19 and 20. John McIntyre, double race winner for the weekend, starts off the final grid for race 3 from Pookie. Let them go, the lights are out, heading down towards turn number 1. And it's pretty clean down there. A little bit of contact. Foggy into the back of John Penny. Wonderful noise in the audio down through turn 1.
Oh, it's bouncing off the buildings. Here we go. We've got Paul Manuel going down the inside. Craig Beard immediately dived to the right to try to get a few cars. May work to advantage, but what's happening up front? This is where it's going to come unstuck, Jamie. The concertina effect at the end of the back straight, lap 1.
Yeah, hairpin, lap 1, under brakes. It is 22 laps, the longest race of the weekend. Boothie's already got the early advantage. Martin Short chasing him down. Christina Orr, there's already something hanging off Hayden McKenzie's car back there in about the 5th position on the inside line, and a mirror flapping on John Hepburn's car already.
Angus Fogg making his way up the middle of the field already, so here we go. Right, bit of hustle and tussle, nothing in this at all. I have to say, everybody got through turn 1. I'm absolutely staggered.
Well, they've pretty much got through the hairpin. I think that was McIntyre with an inside run on Scott McLaughlin, so he is already on the move. He's got ahead of Timmy Edgell too. That's important for the round as Paul Manuel pulls out of the draft. Down the inside of John Hepburn, down towards 240 Ks, down into turn 1. Hold your breath, stuff.
And he's made it stick as well. The next car in front of him is Eddie Bow, and we know Eddie's suffering from a bit of car speed, but here he goes. Paul got the inside. No, who's actually straight ahead? Angus Fogg.
Yeah, he just mistimed the run through the S's. It didn't cost him a spot. Barguana's getting hung out to dry. Beard should get the inside run down the back straight.
It's the freight train thing. You see Johnny Mack here just going in the back of Craig Beard's car, trying to pick the draft up.
Yeah, Barguana can't get down because there was some lap over.
He was looking at the back of Kane Scott's car.
He's 2 cars ahead of Johnny Mack, so that's Craig Baird immediately out the rear vision of the Kane Scott Fujitsu machine. 3 wide of the hairpin. Bell, Hopper, Hepburn and Andy Anderson.
Now it's what happens after this, because all the dust gets thrown up and cars are a little bit impeded, but so far so good. There's Simon Richards getting shuffled right back there.
Yeah, Craig Baird carrying a little bit of front end damage to the front of the United Video number 1 Ford. Just the front grille insert by the looks of it's taken a bit of a touch. I don't think that's going to be the last of that as Kane Scott down the inside of John Penny.
He's going to make a stick. Now this is the freight train. How many other cars are behind him? We know the Beard car was there somewhere.
Foggy's got a good run through. He's ahead of Kane Scott and he scored in the 9th position. Angus Fogg started out at grid position 20.
We saw the start there. He just went hard left to the outside. He backed himself, said, guys, I'm going around here, and it's just paid dividends for him. But we know Angus can do this. We know he's shown the maturity, so let's just hope.
So this is Johnny Mack. He's 2 cars behind Kane Scott, who he just came off their rear onboard camera. And it's busy down at the hairpin, but Foggy, he's got through. He's probably the first of the real quick guys to make a break through traffic. Something like, where's he gone from grid 20 up into 9, so an 11-car gain inside the first 3 laps.
Paul Manuel as well has made huge gains here. Look, he's comfortably inside 6, inside the top 10, so we know he's got good car speed. He's know we've got good durability in that car as well, but look, let's take nothing away from Boothie here. We start on the front. That there, Andy, if you keep doing that, son, you're going to have to park that car because it's going to cut a tyre. Jamie, that's what we've been talking about, is you hit that, the tyre bunch comes in and it smacks the ball joint, and that's what cost him the first race.
Oh, bad contact with Kane Scott, side by side through to Castrol.
Advantage, Johnny McIntyre.
Yeah, McIntyre's going to sneak down the inside of Baird. Looks like Baird's got some right front damage. Got to be careful. You don't want to rip the tyre valves out of those rims.
That's correct, yeah. I think Tim Edgell will probably actually pluck in behind Johnny McIntyre and get 2 for 1.
This is Scott and Baird. So it started in the first part of the S's. Scott got all four wheels through the dirt and it continued on off the exit where Baird got hung out to dry, and he's probably going to lose 2 spots to Johnny Mack and Tim Edgell. He's definitely lost the spot to Johnny Mack.
Yeah, Timmy just slotting in there. He knows discretion's be a part of valour, so you know he didn't have anything to gain by being too aggressive on Craig because it's still too early in. But I can't help but thinking with Craig Baird going over the curbs, if it's cut one of the tyres, and we've seen it time and time again, what's going to be the long-term damage?
Andy Booth out in front with a 3.1 second advantage over Martin Short and William Bamber. Fogg now up into 7th. John McIntyre 14th. Kane Scott immediately ahead. That's the battle group to watch for the round win. Baird and Edgell nose to tail in that group as well. 14th, 15th and 16th.
Look, I know a lot of the fast guys coming from the back are in traffic, but Andy Booth, fastest lap time of 1:01.9. Then we go back to Martin Short and William Bamber doing very low too. So those 2 guys, rookies, and Scott McKenzie as well, they are doing a very good job considering.
Yeah, Hayden McKenzie. There he is there in the Albany Toyota Fords. Big flash of flame from Angus Fogg now with Andy Anderson in his sights. He struggled this weekend with car balance with the ITM Holden. And they're backed up behind Nick Ross, Christina, all right in the middle of that chief battle group, leading the round points. Johnny Mack chasing down Kane Scott.
Well, Johnny. Oh, you have to pick your moments here, and he had such a good run, he had no option but to get in the back of Christina.
Still a long way left to go here. 6 laps down of 22. Johnny to the inside of Craig Baird. Up to 13th goes McIntyre. Baird 14th, Bell 15th, Edgell. 1 car in between himself and Craig Baird, looking out the rear window of the Johnny Mack. Blackwood's Pikel's protector safety, number 47 Ford.
But look at Boothie. We know he can win races. He's doing it naturally, isn't he? And he's probably doing it quite comfortably at this stage.
Here comes Manuel to the outside of Hayden McKenzie. So Booth has got a 3-point advantage. Manuel picks up the 4th position. McKenzie's not making it easy, but lying in wait back there is Angus Fogg now in the 6th position, with John McIntyre back there in 11th. So 6th is 45 points, 11th is 30. So it's only a 15-point gain. John McIntyre is still in the box seat here, Mark.
He is, yeah, still a lot of racing to go. And as we know, the last 4 or 5 laps is when all the attrition comes in. The water temperatures are elevated. The tyres are had their best used by date. The brakes are the only consistent thing we know are going to last.
Well, they certainly haven't been an issue throughout the weekend. And again, just using all of that curb, those ripple strips with the changes over the last couple of years, they are very, very definitive. They are big, big chunks of concrete, aren't they?
Yeah, and you know that because every time Johnny Mack goes over him, you see down the back straight here, he puts his arm up to adjust the mirror.
Oh, so that's actually a good explanation there. I was wondering why he keeps doing that, and he's just getting the mirror shaking around with running on the ripple strips off the exits.
Yeah, you do. And look, you like to have the mirror that you don't really look at it, but if you look at it and you can't see anything, it just takes your attention away for that moment. That's why he keeps readjusting it.
Well, he had a half look down the inside, and Nick Ross for the 10th position at the hairpin on lap number 10. Craig Baird shadowing John McIntyre, Tim Edgell. So that's the battle group for 1st, 2nd and 3rd for the round, and currently they are 11th, 12th and 13th on the racetrack from the rear of the grid. McIntyre having started from grid number 21.
Look, Nick Ross, he's a very defensive driver. He knows how to get good results out of these, and he's not going to be the easiest person to pass. So let's just hope none of these guys do anything desperate to each other or try to get past Nick.
Well, McIntyre just with some overs there through the second part of the yeses, maybe. I know a lot of the teams are already talking about losing rear tyre grip towards the end of race number 2, which was a lot shorter than this race. So tyre preservation, the key. Boothie extends by a further 3 tenths out on Martin Short. Willie Bamber doing a great job there in the 3rd position. Paul Manuel up to 4th. Angus Fogg now up into the 5th position, and he's only 8.7 seconds out of the lead.
Yeah, what it's showing here with Martin Short and William Bamber, for that matter, is that once they get a bit of clear track in front of them, they've got the car speed to go. It's something that they'll mature along the line as racecraft, because they don't have any. They've won championships in their respective classes, but this here, NZV8s, a whole different kettle of fish to what they've driven in before.
It's a whole new level for them. And do they almost have to earn the respect of the more experienced guys around them, or is it just go for it, no holds barred?
No, they have to earn their respect, because retribution is a very prominent word in all forms of motorsport. So if these guys do something silly, rest assured they're going to get payback, and they don't want to have payback too big.
as Craig Baird, half look down the inside onto the back straight. So he's got good car speed. He's staying with John McIntyre here, who still can't get by Nick Ross. Let's see how it goes down the end of the straight, looking over the top of the rear wing of the Blackwood Spikers Protector Safety Ford. And that's Edgell with a run on Baird and behind.
Now this is Andy Knight on Kane Scott here, and then that battle further back here. Look, Johnny McIntyre's going to force the issue, but Nick Ross will defend this till the bitter end.
Oh, has he got the inside run?
Wow,
looking
okay.
out the back window.
No, Nick Ross has slotted back in again.
Oh, McIntyre will be getting frustrated, but Nick Ross is doing a good job.
Nick Ross is doing everything that's asked of him, and it's been defensive or not being silly.
Edgell's lost a lot of ground off the back bumper of Craig Baird. He was pulling up alongside, maybe looking for an outside run to the hip, and he's lost a better part of probably 2 seconds.
Yeah, not too sure. I didn't see what happened here, to be honest, with its mechanical issue. So let's... Okay,
Yeah.
ran off the hip and we just hear. So he'll gather his thoughts back. Nick Ross is slowing these two guys down, so it's only... Oh,
Baird up the inside. Seizes the opportunity on lap number 13. McIntyre a little bit sideways off the exit. Baird's obviously got a pretty good race car because he made the pass at the corner named Baird unofficially. He's just made that stick.
He has. Now we're going to see how much strength Johnny McIntyre's got, and Timmy Edgell for that matter. But you can't help but think, we saw it the lap before. I think Craig rehearsed it 1 or 2 laps ago and decided, okay, the strength of my car, as he spoke at the beginning of the program, is right here on Johnny McIntyre. I'm going to use it.
So Baird, well, he's, 23 points out of the round lead. So no dramas with McIntyre losing the round win at the moment, and he has scored in the 11th position. In fact, that'll be 12th, as he's just lost a spot to Baird. Andy Booth, 4.4 second advantage. He's just trucking around in that low 62-second bracket. His fastest lap is 61.9 as Baird goes by. Nick Ross makes it look easy.
But somewhere back there was another car falling off the track. Now, was it Kane Scott, Andy Knight, or someone else? But it looked like an Andy Knight coloured car.
Oh, I'll have to come back to that as Booth continues to lead him short. Here comes Paul Manuel on to Willie Bamber with Angus Fogg, his LG Motorsport teammate, lying in wait behind. Manuel through to the 3rd position.
I think he's got him here. I think he's got a run on him. And if he can just stay there through these next corners.
Bamber's going to try and stay there. Manuel make the pass at the hip, and Bamber, well, he's not going to concede. We talk about earning respect.
There you go. It just goes to prove that it can be done.
I think Paul went by him and thought, game over, I've got the pass, and I don't think he expected Bamber to try and come back at him. Now, there's Kane Scott. He's got some damage to the left front, behind the front wheel. McIntyre! McIntyre is off. We're on board with John McIntyre.
That's at the top of the hill there, actually, and that's a very fast part of the track.
Well, it's all starting to happen now at Pukekohe.
He's reversed himself off. That's the Ford Mountain, so...
Well, what has happened there to Johnny Mac? Now we're on board. Nick Ross in behind him. He's made the left. Now switches back to the right up over the top of Ford Mountain. Something's broken, Mark. He's gone straight ahead.
Yeah, look, I've said it time and time again. He's driven such a unique line going through that corner. We saw it in qualifying, that maybe he just put himself on the marbles and couldn't get the car back in again.
Well, Fogg now comes into the reckoning for the rounds because he's up into 4th position. He's got around Willie Bamber. 4th position for Angus Fogg, and there's McIntyre. He's made the run down the front straight. He's up against the Armco. McIntyre's race is over. Sensation here at Pukekohe. You couldn't have written this script if you tried. We've seen so much drama this weekend for many of the championship contenders. Bamber just ran a little bit wide through the S's into Castrol.
Did he save it, though? That's the million-dollar question.
I think he's got away with it. I think he's got away with it. So, and a left front for Jason Barguana.
Tyre degradation. We've been talking about this at the front of the show. This is not going to be the last one we see.
Keep off the curbs, I'm sure would have been the warning at the start of this race. Well, sensation here. Bamber and Hayden McKenzie now disputing position. Andy Knight, Andy Anderson, Craig Baird up into the 9th position. Craig Baird, has he now got the round lead.
He has. At this stage here, if the race finishes right now, Craig Baird will win on 163 points. Second will be Angus Fogg at 157. But as we know, we've still got six laps to go, and anything can change.
Well, John McIntyre, his race is over. Bagwan is pitted. They're obviously going to have to replace what's left of that left front tyre. Oh, it's like CSI. What happened to that tyre, Mark?
I'd pretty say that it's right, that curve. If you see the footage there with the Paul Manuel Angus Fogg battle, you get on those curves, it cuts the tyre, it picks it up every other time. Unfortunately, just one of those things.
Andy Booth with a 4.1 second advantage over Martin Short. There is the second place car. The Zone Classic Hits. Number 11 Ford battle for third in behind Paul Manuel and Angus Fogg. Fogg now to third, so another position gained for Angus Fogg. That'll close up the points because Baird's got some work to do ahead of him as Bamber holds on to the fifth position ahead of Aidan McKenzie and Andy Knight.
It's just unfolding, isn't it? It's just an incredible race. Reverse grid, we always expect this from Pukekohe. It's hard, it's furious, it's everything we want. Now, white flags, that means that there is a slowly moving vehicle in front.
That'll be Bagwana coming out of the pit lane, and I think Kane Scott's probably done something similar because he carried some damage to the left front as well. But I wonder if he hasn't had a tyre go away because there was a lot of black rubber marks just behind the left front guard on the Fujitsu Ford.
Yeah, look, Angus Fogg, he's in a bit of rear tyre trouble. You can see him squirming around, but you notice what's interesting there? He is staying off the curbs at all cost.
So Angus Fogg now third. That'll give him 60 points. And it's he and Craig Baird for the round honours here at Pukekohe. A race of drama, lap 17 of 22. Andy Booth leads from Martin Short with Angus Fogg in third. Don't go away, there's plenty more guaranteed to happen here at Pukekohe with the BNT V8s. So before the break, we talked about Angus Fogg at the moment is going to gain 60 points. Craig Baird in the 9th position will get 36, so that's a 24-point swing, and they would be tied right now for the round.
Who would have thought Angus would have made such a big comeback?
Wow. Paul Manuel on board with the Oryx Commodore. He's in the 4th position, and I think you're right, Mark, that Foggy's maybe not 100% on rear tyres. As you watch Manuel at work in the office of the Oryx Commodore up over the top of Ford Mountain. A little bit of a better line than we saw with his top 10 qualifying lap.
Yeah, correct. Look, I was completely wrong about the tyre issue, because if he had a tyre going down or a bad tyre...
Would have happened by now.
Yeah, no, the steering wheel would have been trying to be tear out of his hands. Clearly not an issue.
Martin Short doing a great job, but he's got the attentions now of Angus Fogg. If Fogg can get to Short and Baird stays where he is, but he's not too far away out of the next position, Fogg would take over the round lead. He's on board with Scotty McLaughlin. McLaughlin's worked his way back to the 13th position. He lost a little bit of ground in the early laps with that frenetic fight going on from the rear of the field, and still not a mark on the super cheap auto Holden.
He's doing a good job, isn't he? This is all new, reverse grid, 22 laps, very hot car. Not a great deal of tyre under him. The brakes will still be good. The engine temperature, everything will be up. It'll be very uncomfortable conditions for him.
Well, he's had a solid weekend and probably looking for, I would be surprised if he wasn't inside the top 6 by the end of the afternoon. Drama if you've missed it. John McIntyre into the concrete up over the top of Ford Mountain with what looked to be either a tyre failure or maybe a suspension failure. The car just didn't want to turn right at all at this point of the track, as Angus Fogg on the score sheets now goes through to the 2nd position. Craig Baird, though, gained a spot in behind him up into 8th, chasing down Hayden McKenzie. Here's McLaughlin to the outside of Eddie Bell, down into 1. You need to take a dose of your brave pills down there, and I think, Scotty got a problem. He's lost about 8 car lengths. Here's Andy Booth, chased by Kane Scott. Kane is a lap down after some earlier problems. Here's a replay. This is on board with Paul Manuel. Oh, Martin Short.
And that explains why he dropped back so fast.
Martin Short cutting the S's. So Shorts drop back to the 4th spot. There's the race leader, the Rock FM Holden, Andy Booth, 2-time New Zealand V8 champion. It's been a little while since he won his last championship. Also a former New Zealand Grand Prix champion here at Pukekohe. Everyone remembers that win with the victory dance and the 360 spin over the start-finish line.
Exactly right. And you ask him why he does it, and he said, because I can.
So Foggy now second, that's 67 points. Craig Baird in 8th for 39. So what's that, 28 points? So Fogg would have the round lead.
Yeah, 170 points to Angus Fogg as it is right now, followed by Craig Baird on 166.
All right, here's Johnny McIntyre. Now he's got by Nick Ross, and I just saw the hint there. That left front looked to be down even then, and he's just turned up over the top of Ford Mountain, and boomfa, that is big contact.
The wheel, the tyre was actually off the wheel altogether, so Johnny McIntyre, unfortunately, is just a passenger. Right there, you see the contact? That was it.
Has he cut the tyre there?
He has. It looks like it might have pushed the nose clip back into the tyre. He is gone, and he goes. Mate, at that stage, Jamie, you're just a passenger.
Now, where he's gone in sideways and frontwards, you've actually gone in there backwards at a great rate of knots.
Thank you, Jamie.
Just to remind you about that, Mark. Didn't want to let you feel left out at all.
No, God, you're generous, aren't you?
Didn't you turn the Falcon into a coupe?
Yeah, a two-door coupe at that.
Yeah, that's a few years ago now. Reminiscing with Mark Pedersen. Andy Booth, a 5-second advantage over Angus Fogg. Baird has now made up another spot to 7. So the calculator's back out again. It is changing constantly. This is the last lap run for Andy Booth. He's got a 5-second advantage over Angus Fogg. So Foggy with 67 points. Craig Baird with 42, so that's a 25-point swing, and still, I think, advantage for Foggy for the round.
By 1 point.
1 point.
So if Craig Baird makes up one more position on this last lap, round to Craig. If it's status quo, round to Angus.
But it's Andy Booth down
Well
the
done,
line.
mate.
He'll celebrate the victory. Race 3 at Pukekohe for the BNT V8s. So on to the results. Andy Booth with a much-needed win in the final race, whetting everyone's appetite towards round 2 at Powerbuilt Tools Raceway. Angus Fogg in second, Paul Manuel in third, and Angus Fogg taking out the round win.